It's 7 p.m. Hello, good evening, and welcome to our major news bulletin for the day. This is News 360 with me, Chris Asari.
And I'm Aisha Yakubuhali. Coming up in the bulletin this evening.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
And coming up tonight, former chairman of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Professor Kwabena Frimpong warns of imminent hunger due to galamsey.
Asantehene Otumfuo Setutu II describes as political crisis current happenings in Ghana's parliament, calling for reconciliation.
Also coming up tonight, with 7 days until the general elections, political party candidates are intensifying their last-minute campaigns to secure more votes.
Elsewhere around the world, Kenya's President William Ruto and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni to mediate in disputes between Ethiopia and Somalia.
We've got details of all these stories and many more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on X.
Beginning with former Minister of Environment, Science, Technology, Professor Kwabena Frimpong has raised concerns about the impact of illegal small-scale mining, also known as galamsey, on food production. He warned of imminent unimaginable hunger in Ghana due to the destruction of farmlands by the galamseyers.
Water bodies have been heavily polluted with mercury and cyanide, posing an existential threat to the public. The livelihoods of farmers have also been impacted, affecting Ghana's overall food production, including cocoa output, as cocoa farms have not been spared from the destruction. In October, organized labor made a drastic U-turn over its plan to embark on a nationwide strike over illegal mining. The intended action was, among other things, to impress on the government to take drastic measures to stop the destruction of the environment, to revoke the legislative instrument LI 2462, which allows mining in forest reserves. In calling off its planned strike, organized labor said it had taken into consideration the efforts by the government to address their concerns. It's been over 2 months since, and illegal mining activities are still ongoing in parts of the country. Speaking on key points, a former chairman of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Professor Kwabena Frimpong warned about the impact of illegal small-scale mining on food production.
Yes, I'm disappointed, but I'm afraid for the future of this country.
Why?
If we are destroying the water bodies, if we are destroying the soil, if we are polluting the air, and getting rid of our farmlands, forests, and cocoa farms, then we are making sure that our next generation will not survive. The hunger that will come into this country will be phenomenal, I'm telling you. And then the disappearance of our entire biodiversity. Animals are struggling, I'm telling you. If the government, even now at this late stage, the government can give an order for the dredging on the water bodies to stop. The government can give an order for mining in the forest reserves to stop. That should be the beginning.
The former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology raised issues about Ghana's leadership.
We've had leadership crisis for a very, very long time. This is not recent. Not only Ghana, but Africa as a whole. We haven't had that kind of focused, dedicated leadership prepared to sacrifice for the unborn generation. It hasn't happened. And we should, and sometimes we don't even consider character. Ghana, we don't consider character. We see people who have bad character, we think that when they become president or leaders, they'll change. No, leading this country will mean sacrificing, That it's not you and your family that should enjoy, make money, disrespect us, and then expect us to worship you. No.
Professor Kwabena Frimpong also expressed concerns about Ghana's fight against corruption.
This corruption that we don't want to mention in public is a worry. I don't think we've gotten grips of it. Anybody who tells you that we are fighting it seriously is not telling you the truth.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for North Tongue Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa says eminent clergymen, who were members of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral project were misled by President Akufo-Addo. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, in a report on a petition filed by the NP, recommended further investigations and the possible prosecution of members of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral project. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa believes the President spoke earlier today on the key points.
His priests. He has tarnished their image. It is he. You remember some of them even preach sermons. Nicholas and Culinary are saying that, look, the president has assured us that this is a private project. We are not going to use public funds. So pipe down with your criticism. You remember? If viewers Google, they'll see it. A number of these priests saying that, look, president has assured us. So it is the president who has created this conundrum, this quagmire for this eminent clergy, who we all hold in high esteem. See what President Akufo-Addo has done. Now, look, another aspect which President Akufo-Addo must be made to pay for is the looming judgment debts and compensation claims. As we speak, a private company called Waterstone Realty, the apartment complex, was demolished. They are in court, demanding $6 million. As we speak, the Malian government, they are waiting for their full compensation. The Malian ambassador's residence was demolished. Comsys IT firm was demolished. Scholarship Secretariat was demolished. The passport head office was demolished. Judges' bungalows demolished. CHRAJ bungalows. The Judicial Training Institute, I have seen a formal request from the judiciary saying that to replace the Judicial Training Institute, they need $50 million. Who is going to pay for that?
The Judicial Training
The Judicial Training Institute, yes.
$50 million?
Yes, $50 million. Former CJ, his Lordship Eni signed those documents, did that work. And they need $50 million. Who is going to pay for all of these replacements? So look, this matter, I think that the reverend ministers have become scapegoats. The person who must be held responsible, who must be surcharged, who must be made to pay, not only for the $58 million, but the hundreds of millions of dollars coming out of compensation claims, compensation demands for the demolition of properties, is President Akufo-Addo.
Also, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAJ, has referred Secretary of the National Cathedral Board, Reverend Kusi Boateng, to the Attorney General for investigations. CHRAJ wants the AGA to investigate allegations of false declaration by Reverend Boateng in obtaining 2 tax identification numbers in 2013 and 2016. Reverend Kusi Boateng, also known as Kwabnedu Jemfi, has been a man at the heart of controversy following allegations of dual identity against his person. CHRAJ, which was petitioned to investigate him for his dual personality, says the matters are raised fall outside its remit, hence a referral to the AG for swift investigations and necessary action. Let's take you through the arguments being made by CHRAJ. We'll put that on the television shortly. On the identity of Reverend Kusi Boateng, CHRAJ says, and I quote, "It is noteworthy that the other allegations contained in the complainant's 9th March 2023 letter, which revolves around the 4th respondent allegedly making false statements and declarations in order to obtain 2 tax identification numbers in both 2013 and 2016, are matters falling outside the mandate areas of the Commission and thus will not be delved into," unquote. On the alleged false declaration by Reverend Kusi Boateng, CHRAJ says the Commission is mindful of the fact that making false declaration is a criminal offence as provided under Section 248 and 251 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. And on the alleged false declaration by Reverend Kusi Boateng, CHRAJ also says that accordingly, the Commission is making referral to the Attorney General of this allegation for investigations and necessary action.
In other news tonight, the Asante-Hene has described as a political crisis the current happenings in Ghana's parliament. The speaker declined a request from the majority leader to recall parliament, insisting the House will only sit after the 2024 general elections. This was after the NPP caucus in parliament failed to show up when the House was recalled on November 7. Now speaking at the 58th congregation of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Otumfuo Osei II called for reconciliation in Parliament, saying the economy is already in a poor state.
When we send men and women to Parliament, we expect them to engage in rigorous debate, but we also expect them to be able to reconcile conflicting opinions, have the good sense to recognize the point at which litigation becomes self-serving and valueless, and decisions become obligatory. Our legislators cannot thrash the lessons of our history and expect to retain their honor among the people. This is the worst possible time to put our nation through this drama. In the first place, our democracy has not developed the resilience which can sustain a prolonged political crisis. Secondly, like many countries in the post-COVID world, our economy is not in the best shape. Whoever wins this election is going to have a battle on his hands to rejuvenate the economy. Every individual engaged in the current electoral process must be aware, and every voter in Ghana must know that whoever wins must be able to hit the ground running or risk the danger of a revolution of shattered dreams. Let us join together the beating of hearts of our people from the village to city across Ghana and invoke the cardinal spirit of reconciliation to urge our political leaders to step back from the path to ruin and return to the path of bipartisan cooperation to restore our hopes for future progress and prosperity.
It's exactly 1 week to the December 7 general elections. We are your election command center. The presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has urged Ghanaians not to trust the New Patriotic Party and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with job creation, citing the high unemployment rate under their watch. Campaigning in the Ashanti region just 7 days before the polls, John Mahama is urging voters to take a reality check on their well-being and economic status as they decide who should lead Ghana for the next 4 years. Here's a report by CHRAJ.
Tour from the NDC stronghold of a CHRAJ constituency, predominantly a farming community. The NDC flag bearer wanted the development of government into the area for the past 8 years.
NDC abreso enebai ezu na yenuanom MPP de ni omo ye ne se omo mfa empuntu ho omo mfa hwe ho ni omo ye ne se omo di sika no ehye omo mpaase omo di sika no hye omo mpaase na se abato obre ebeso a na omo akoyi sika no kakra enye ni nyina ni abeche 500,000 amai say omo de toy adwin.
He criticized government's action towards the people, especially farmers, deemed as an attempt to cripple them.
Yeah, Emra say bottle are your friend size 5. Yeah, 5 susu and your bium. And so MPP buy Oma Makwai ama ye yusu size 5. Say NDC are buying for bar. Ya buying for bano. Ya buy mra obia yusu size 5 biom.
He then moved to the Mampong constituency. An enthusiastic crowd met John Mahama in a constituency that is predominantly MPP.
Na ensure asem ye dempa ewo Mampong krodiem. Professor Mills esuma me call India. And almost say almost Kebia, almost pese, almost bois and krobi ewo Ghana. ene yensuo ho asem ntemede enkro no koye ne de mampondi aka ho eno ne mamponsuo ya ene ye nyina ye nomi.
For the many supporters, the NPP has taken them for granted for far too long. The NPP has been touting its achievements in job creation. He took a dig at them.
Abra NDC woho na dia friend unemployment rate na 8.4%. And ne na what efie what share MPP better so unemployment rate a pager from 8.4% akodru 14.7%. Se baomia beka se ono oba ama mabu na anya adwuma ya ene me hu se entro enodi efise fie wotwe omomom ena asai adwuma bebre na bank bebre eye adwuma banks 10 banks enomegu no savings and loans companies more almost 200 enomegu no.
He then moved to the Nsuta Kwaman Beposo constituency. He also campaigned in Wiamwase, in Efija Kwabre East, Efija Kwabre North, and the Kwabre South constituencies. Conclusion, TV3 News, Nsuta Kwaman Beposo.
Still on the NDC, the party has announced plans to conclude its 2024 election campaign with a massive final rally here in Accra, set to take place on Thursday, December 5, 2024 at 12 p.m. A statement signed by National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi, noted the event will be held at Zurak Park in Medina. Themed Resetting Ghana, Let's Finish Strong, the final rally aims to energize the NDC supporters and showcase the party's readiness for the upcoming elections.
Let's go to the camp of the ruling New Patriotic Party because its presidential candidate, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, has promised to make Afram Plains South a breadbasket when he's voted into power. Now, addressing party supporters at the Bawumia Connect event, the presidential candidate said that under his presidency, an irrigation system will be established in the constituency to transform it into a food hub.
Afram Plains ha more asase more nsuo enyesa eduane Afram Plains yebetimi ha a bread basket for the whole of Ghana.
I am committed to support farmers here in the Afram Plains, where arable lands and water resources are abundant, making it an ideal region to become the country's breadbasket. To help you succeed, we are investing in irrigation infrastructure to ensure a steady supply of water for your crops.
Now, here say yebe road no enyasa. So from Eche to Agodoke, maybe yes no ama Afram Plains South.
Additionally, we will construct roads to facilitate the easy transportation of your produce to the markets. And as part of our comprehensive plan, we will build a bridge over the Afram River to further enhance connectivity and economic growth in the region, all of which we will achieve when I become president.
We need the bridge over the Afram River. Me Nyamiadum, me beye sa bridge no, me beye Omampenya, me beye sa bridge no, amamo.
In a related development, the governing New Patriotic Party will climax its nationwide campaign activities with a final rally ahead of the 2024 general elections on Thursday, December 5, 2025. The event is dubbed the Possibilities Victory Rally and will take place at the University of Ghana Sports Directorate Park. Now, a statement signed by the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Henry Nana Boakye, mentioned the special guest will include President Akufo-Addo, Vice President and NPP presidential candidate Dr. Mamadou Bawumia and former President John Agyekum Kufuor. The rest of the special guests are NPP Vice Presidential running mate Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, the NPP National Chairman Stephen Ayesu Intim, and NPP General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong.
In some more politics this evening, Member of Parliament for Adaklu and National Democratic Congress Chief Whip in Parliament, Kwame Gavins Abuja has responded to a Greek Minister Brian Champong that the Eastern region is on lockdown for the December 7 polls. Kwame Gavins Abuja was speaking at the Volta Regional Rally of the NDC held at Hohoe.
So don't be fooled. And I take this opportunity to sound this warning to my friend, my colleague in Parliament, Honorable Brian Champong. Your talk is cheap. Serving at the military kitchen doesn't make you a brave person. I repeat, serving at the military kitchen doesn't make you a brave person. You might have actually gotten away with crime in the past in terms of also West Walk and other things. But I guarantee you, bring it on, even in Eastern region. And we shall meet you along the way.
And now, vice presidential candidate of the Movement for Change, Kwame Owusu-Damso, has openly criticized the NPP and NDC for failing to adequately serve the needs of Ghanaians. Speaking at Njase in the Oti region during his 6-day campaign tour, he noted that Ghanaians are still suffering despite the two parties having governed for the last 32 years.
So if one couple here say, "You buy the animal dig come."
I know by this time everyone has made up their mind about who they are voting for. But also we decided to come and have a conversation with you in case what we discuss will change your mind. Where the country has reached, we need a president that will take Ghana far. We have voted for NDC and NPP so much that the country is divided. If you are not NDC or NPP, you won't get work.
Let's now touch base with some of our correspondents scattered across the country to bring us updates on election preparations, because in 7 days, over 18 million registered voters are expected to go to the polls to elect 276 members of parliament and a president. The various presidential and parliamentary candidates have intensified their campaigns ahead of the elections. Our correspondent, Adam Wumpuni, who will be reporting from Kintampo North, will join us shortly because he has been interacting with some residents. Adam, if you can hear me, good evening.
Good evening, Aisha. Yes.
We understand that earlier you visited Jema in the Kintampo South constituency. From your interactions, what will be informing the decisions of residents come December 7?
Well, the residents of the Kintampo South constituency have been sharing mixed feelings as to what will influence their vote in this election. Some haven't been the ruling party is better because it has performed and others also believe the change is necessary because the NPP has failed in managing the economy. For those who believe retaining the ruling NPP, for each like there are and their parliamentary candidates, Alexander Kofi-Chan, their arguments have been centered on how they have benefited from the free senior high school education and the infrastructure development they have witnessed in the constituency in the last 6 years. Now, for those who believe that they need to change the government by giving the opportunity John Dramani Mahama and the former MP another opportunity. Led by His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have failed to.
Well, we seem to be having problems with your sound, so let's just listen to some of the residents you interacted with earlier.
Things are very expensive now, so I will vote for the one who would reduce the prices, which is John Mahama. The government has done a lot in the past 4 years, so I will vote for the NPP because our children have benefited from the free SHS policy. Free education has helped all of us. The reason I would vote for NDC is that we are hungry and suffering, so we want the best. I will vote for Baumia. NPP has helped us with free education because combining buying provisions with paying school fees for your ward is not easy. I know some people who couldn't send their children to school, but free SHS has been helpful to them.
Now some free education, you know.
If nothing at all, NPP has given us free education. We used to struggle to pay school fees without free education.
Adam Wumpuni there interacting with some residents of the Kintampo North constituency.
And from the Okra constituency in the eastern region, our correspondent Daniel Nyaku has been interacting with some residents ahead of the December 7 polls.
As we are heading to 7th December election, I've been in Okra constituency to talk to some of the electorate about what are the things they are going to consider before going to vote. So let's go there and talk to some of the electorate.
Well, my brother, I'll vote. This year I'll vote because as a citizen, it's my fundamental right to vote because we are part of decision makers. So as part of our responsibility as a citizen, definitely when it comes to decision making, I have to vote and decide the best candidate and the leader who will help and then transform the misfortune of this country.
I'm really going to vote because, you know, we are not in this country now, things are not really going well. We can see the hardship and then unemployment and stuff. So we really need to vote to change our leaders to turn things around for us.
A reminder to watching News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. We'll go for a quick break. There are more stories coming up shortly.
Allow history to be the judge of how I have served my nation. How well I have done my part in running my lap of that relay. What that verdict will ultimately be, I cannot say. I can only say that I have done my best, giving my all.
In almost 8 years, what is the verdict of this proclamation?
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone make kafan who's our angel.
Say one day,
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra. Maybe you end this in you, but I stand for the truth. Mahama, sorry.
Oh, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the former president. I mean, His Excellency John Mahama.
And yesterday, I was bold to apologize to President Mahama because he's a fine gentleman.
Corruption, Nanaba Wire times 10. Mama, this year they are fatcher than of fatcher and fatcher.
My 5 years so up at your mama chopper, but no physical. Maybe the Japan chop. My body baby, your mama, my body baby.
Missing someone make a kafa Mahama who part that time you piece of Mahama you come forward you say, not Mahama angel.
You know, 1 bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Mahama once said, I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
In the beginning, life feels heavy. But then, hope arrives. Star 446# saves you in the Dewa Chop Money draw at 10 a.m.
Congratulations!
Give your dream a chance. living better. Like life, Dewa 539 gives another chance for those who miss their morning top money draw to get lucky in the daily Dewa Rush Hour draw at 1:30 p.m. Play every day.
And you may draw no social life. Dial star 446 ash. Nika Dewa 539 direct lotto no. Let this 7 o'clock and you may be
24 hours, 3 daily draws at 10 a.m., 1:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Dewa 539 is designed to save you in the moments that matter most. Play every day, win every day. Dewa after.
Hey, Cha, once again you are welcome. Hey, how is my nephew?
By God's grace, he's well. He's the reason why I came here today. Opa, thank you for sending us money the last time. It was very useful. As I sent it to your nephew in school to be buying food small. You already know the feeding challenges with free SHS these days. He's already home for vacation, and I need some help to enroll him in private classes.
But he just left for school a few weeks ago. I mean, as for this your traffic light system, I don't understand. And we have to cough money for extra classes in this economy.
Look, it's unfortunate the way we are playing with the future of these children.
Yes.
This free senior high school program needs to be improved. And that is where John Mahama comes in.
They say he's coming to cancel the free SHS when he comes so.
How can the person who started the progressively free SHS program cancel it? Rather, he is going to maintain and improve it by abolishing the double track system, providing dedicated source of funding, and include the private senior high schools in the program. You know, he's also going to decentralize and improve the food procurement to make sure that our children can eat good food while they're in school.
Echa, money can breathe.
I'm going to campaign for John Mahama because I want quality free SHS for my children. Enough of the traffic lights.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Welcome back to News 360. Let's bring you some more stories this evening. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, has organized a sensitization workshop for youth and students in the Greater Accra region. The event aims to empower youth with the skills and knowledge to become future leaders for ECOWAS and beyond.
This year's edition of the ECOWAS Regional Sensitization focuses on equipping youth with modern skills, promoting Africa's progress, understanding ECOWAS' role, and emphasizing peace and stability for development. Greater Accra Regional Minister Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover acknowledged that peace, security, and stability are major factors in the country's development.
While we celebrate these achievements, we must also acknowledge the challenges that persist. It goes without saying that peace, security, and political stability are essential tools for development and prosperity. However, the recent spate of geopolitical development continues to test the strength of our resolve as a regional body. Yet, Ghana remains steadfast as a pillar of stability, and our commitment to ECOWAS and its objectives is resolute.
Chief Director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Ambassador Ramses Cleland, emphasized the need to create opportunities to raise awareness and foster a sense of ownership towards improving the African continent.
This workshop, therefore, creates yet another opportunity to retool and re-equip our soon-to-be graduates for a brilliant future that awaits them as ECOWAS citizens. Through this sensitization program, we aim not only to raise awareness, but to foster a sense of ownership, engagement, and responsibility within our communities. By so doing, we can collectively contribute to the realization of the ECOWAS vision of a peaceful, prosperous, and integrated West Africa.
The Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Eric Nkansa, stated that the Education Service recognizes the need to develop youth with the changing skills of the modern world.
Now, a coalition of former NABCO trainees have threatened to take legal action against government should they fail to pay arrears owed them of over 65,000 members. Now, the nation Builders Corps NABCO program was launched in May 2018 to provide skills and experience to young graduates in an effort to tackle the country's rising unemployment.
Since the Nation Builders Corps NABCO officially ended in September 2022, many former trainees have raised concerns over unpaid allowances. Despite numerous petitions to the Office of the President and relevant ministries, the issue remains unresolved, prompting the trainees to escalate their actions. The coalition highlighted the severe impact of the unpaid allowances on their livelihoods, the broader implications for national security and stability, and threatened legal action against the current government.
Those who have, even after junior high school, they sought to apprenticeship program. They are doing exceedingly well than these handicapped, unemployed graduates. The teeming unemployed youth is a threat to national security. They are those guys that you see them in, at Galamsey site. They have joined the Galamsey guys, and you think they will stop the illegal mining to go hungry. We will not let you step on our balls twice. We are going to give them a showdown. I'm ready to fund their activities, including legal fees, to take this government to court.
And now statistics from Girls Empowerment Movement, GEM, reports show over 51.9% of female students report instances of sexual abuse, contributing to rising rates of teenage pregnancies across the country. The Ministry of Education, in concert with other partners, have launched a nationwide campaign aimed at creating safer school environments free from sexual harassment and other forms of violence.
According to a UNICEF report, 38.2% of girls aged 15 to 19 have experienced at least one act of sexual violence, compared to 18.8% of women aged 50 to 60. A 2021 public health research study found that 14% of girls are victims of sexual abuse and 52% have experienced gender-based violence. This is concerning, as it suggests that the education of these girls is likely to be disrupted by teenage pregnancies and other factors. The Regional Director of Education in the Greater Accra region acknowledged the seriousness of the situation.
Our students have become victims of this sexual harassment. Some of them becoming pregnant here and there, they give birth and they will not actually come to school. There's the need to actually educate the teachers to know what they are supposed to do, the implication of harassing students.
The commemoration of the 16 days of activism for safer schools against sexual harassment is a crucial step, as it has led to the creation of guidelines for addressing sexual harassment in secondary schools, along with mandatory courses for all teachers. A key advisor with detail, a partner in the campaign, provided insights.
About 40% of learners in schools said they've seen sexual harassment happen in their schools. And 23% of them also reported that people from outside their school harass them. One of the first steps was the development of a guideline on addressing sexual harassment in secondary education institutions. And that led to the development of a mandatory training. And when we say mandatory, it means that all the 68,000 secondary school teachers that we have on record would have had an online training that introduces them to what sexual harassment is and what behaviors are not acceptable and how to prevent and address it.
Head of the Guidance and Counseling Unit at the Ghana Education Service emphasized the need for creating a safe environment to combat the stigma faced by victims of sexual harassment.
It's not only about the perpetrator, but the victims as well. Some of them are very innocent, and we need to empower them. So these guidance services are done to empower the vulnerable ones so that they will know the right thing to do. They will know where to report, whom to report to, and where to get assistance if somebody is a survivor.
Safwa Boyne, TV3 News, Accra.
Elsewhere, the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel has hosted its maiden Ambassadors Night. The event aimed at honoring the contributions of Ghana's distinguished ambassadors.
Speaking at Movenpick Ambassador Hotel's Maiden Ambassadors Night, the acting manager, CHRAJ, emphasized the importance of acknowledging persons who have contributed to the field of diplomacy while they are still alive.
The idea is to regularly recognize individuals who have put Ghana on the map. We often hear that a nation that does not honor his heroes is not worth dying for. So the idea is to acknowledge those who have worked hard for Ghana to be recognized on the world map, and also regularly reflect on their achievements and ensure that we honor them while they are alive. You will notice that out of the 5 honorees, 3 have left and 2 are still with us.
Ghana's ambassador to Norway, Jennifer Latte, delivered a keynote address during the event.
This event celebrates not just individuals, but the ideals and values they embody: service, collaboration, and tireless pursuit of peace and prosperity. The Ambassador Night is a testament to the importance of fostering relationships that extend beyond borders, solidifying our shared commitments to diplomacy and cross-cultural cooperation.
The event featured the unveiling of meeting places named after renowned Ghanaian diplomats, including Richard Maximilian Akwe, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers, Alexander Kwesi Saki, Gloria Joan-Nikoi, and Kofi Annan. To commemorate their contributions, the hotel's management presented awards to the honored ambassadors.
Reminder, so watching News 360, there's more coming up.
Mahama once said,
have you been offered a bribe before?
As a human being?
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development.
Esuro. I'm a Ghanaian, and I love luxury accredited faith. And I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana.
Peaceful election before, during, and after.
One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana Bakumpe.
This message brought to you from the luxury accredited faith. Champion. Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, don't say boys no one do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Just to know deep.
I understand your hassle. Hope they come. John Mahama, they come do the National Apprenticeship Program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, waiting with that.
John Mahama knows say no be everybody will won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship Program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this, I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing, they say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be one waffle.
Another one waffle thing be say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo has refused to sign the anti-gay bill passed by Parliament to protect the family values and innocence of our children. Vice President Bawumia watches on while paying lip service to protecting Ghanaian cultural values and her future. Clearly, the future of our children is at risk under the MPP. The December 7 election is a choice between the NDC that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence and future of our children, and the MPP that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++, hence the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-gay bill into law. Say no to homosexuality and gayism by voting wisely. The MPP will allow gayism and the NDC will prevent it. Your vote is your power and chance to protect your children's future. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Lishen. Now on to our first story. Arsenal moved second in the Premier League after a frenetic victory over West Ham at the London Stadium in which 7 goals were scored in the first half. It is only the 4th time in Premier League history that 7 goals have been scored in the first half of a game, but there were none after the break as Arsenal comfortably saw out the win. It moves Mikel Arteta's side 6 points behind lead Liverpool, who faced third place Manchester City on Sunday. The 2024 edition of the Standard Chartered Cup at Ghana International School on Saturday morning, where 8 teams competed for the coveted SC Cup and an all-expenses-paid trip to Anfield to watch a live Liverpool game. Andrew Sefa-Banfo has more in the following report.
The 2024 Standard Chartered Cup lived up to the billing as 8 teams vied for the coveted trophy at the Ghana International School. The 5-a-side football tournament, which was put together by Standard Chartered in collaboration with English club Liverpool, was aimed at actively engaging the bank's clients and football fans all over the world. After a series of highly intense games, CHRAJ nicked the trophy with a gun-wrenching 2-0 penalty shootout win over Ghana Link. Fans, neutrals and clients alike were thrilled by the highly competitive edge showcased by the various teams, as echoed by the head of Corporate Affairs Brand and Marketing, Isidua Adai.
Fantastic. It's been just amazing. I think the teams came, they knew very well what the prize was. You know, going to Anfield is exciting, and they put in their very, very best. We saw the teams really play great football here, and it's been an exciting day for us. And we are very happy, you know, and we wish Team CHRAJ all the best as well as they go to Anfield.
Despite gallant efforts by Ghana Link, CHRAJ outwitted them, clinching both the coveted trophy as well as an all-expense-paid trip to Anfield to witness a live Liverpool game.
So they'll get to choose, which is great, right? So they get to choose any match of their choice, any home game match of their choice, and you know, any day. So it could even be next month, but it's really up to the winning team to choose.
The 2024 edition of the Standard Chartered Cup filled fans with delight as a high degree of athleticism, sportsmanship and skill were showcased, setting the tone for subsequent editions.
That's it for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Lishen, and there's more on the bulletin after the break.
Mahama once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dada Noir. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esro. Mahama once said,
Have you been offered a bribe before?
As a human being.
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, you know, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
Dada Noir. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esro.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Hey, Cha, once again, you are welcome. Hey, how is my nephew?
By God's grace, he's well. It's the reason why I came here today. Opa, thank you for sending us money the last time. It was very useful. As I sent it to your nephew in school to be buying food small. You already know the feeding challenges. Already home for vacation, and I need some help to enroll him in private classes.
But he just left for school. He has to have this driving license. I don't understand. And we have to cost money for extra classes in this economy. Look, it's unfortunate the way we are paying with the future of these children. This free senior high school program needs to be improved, and that is where John Mahama comes in.
Say he's coming to cancel the free SHS when he comes home.
How can the person who started the progressively free SHS program cancel it? Rather, he is going to maintain and improve it by abolishing the double track system, providing dedicated source of funding, and include the private senior high schools in the program. You know, he's also going to decentralize and improve the food procurement to make sure that our children can eat good food while they're in school.
Hey, Cha, money can breathe.
I'm going to campaign for John Mahama because I want quality free SHS for my children. Enough of the traffic lights.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, nobody say boys no one do nothing and just rely on handouts. Just no tea.
I understand your hassle. Hope they come. John Mahama, they come do the national apprenticeship program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, wait till be that.
John Mahama knows say no be everybody we won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the national apprenticeship program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this, I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing be say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be wonderful.
Another wonderful thing be say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
This is News 360. Let's bring you some international news.
Kenya's President William Ruto says he and his Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Museveni will help mediate a dispute between Ethiopia and Somalia, which was threatening the stability of the region. Landlocked Ethiopia, which has thousands of troops in Somalia to fight Al-Qaeda-linked insurgents, has fallen out with the Mogadishu government over its plans to build a port in the breakaway region of Somaliland in exchange for possible recognition of its sovereignty. Somaliland has struggled to gain international recognition despite governing itself and enjoying cooperative peace since declaring independence in 1991.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil, powered by 3 Entertainment.
In entertainment news tonight, representatives of Tamale Senior High School have expressed elation after their remarkable win at the Kitchen Wars Grand Finale. They vow to work hard to retain the enviable trophy next year.
Feel
elated. I am so happy, and finally my hard work has really paid off, and I'm super happy. And thank you, Tomaskans. I'm very happy for the moral support, and we've been here and supporting all day long. I'm so grateful. And throughout the season, some of you you tried. And indeed, from the north, it's always the best.
Northern Lights, we are the Northern Lights.
But what does this win mean for Tamasco?
You said, is the Northern Lights really shining bright? And for me, it just tells you that it doesn't really have to be in the numbers. It's about you being passionate about what you're doing and ready to sacrifice. And I think that has been me and all of us, particularly Dorcas. I call her baby is crying, and then she's leaving everything and then running over. And I think it's been amazing, and it's paid off. I'm so happy. I'm just grateful. And TV3, thank you so much. And I think that this has elevated Tamasco, and then telling you that when you are picking a school, pick Tamasco because we are the ish. Tamale Secondary School. In fact, Tamale Senior High. We are the ish. We are good in cooking. We are good in science. We are good in everything. So, hey, this speaks for you. Last year we were second. This year we won. Next year, be ready for us.
Also, Tamale Senior High School are the new winners of TV3's Culinary Contest Kitchen Wars, like we said. They beat competition from Yasantua Girls, Mfantsipim Boys, and Laboni Senior High School to win the keenly contested finale. The team won a prize package of 40,000 Ghana cedi souvenirs and other exciting packages from sponsors. The winning team, Tamale Senior High School, made filio-infused pancakes with fish fillet and shepherd's pie. After tasting the dish, the judges commended the team for their presentation. They amassed a total of 266 points to win the coveted trophy. Yasantua Girls placed second with 223 points and walked home with 20,000 cedis and products from sponsors. Mfantsipim Boys won 10,000 cedis for placing third. Laboni Senior High School placed fourth and won 5,000 cedis.
Well, that's all for News 360. Thanks very much for watching. Before we go, you've got to stay informed with the latest news updates and exclusive videos by following us on Instagram at 3news.gh. Get breaking stories, code cards, and behind-the-scenes content all in one place. Don't miss out. Follow at 3news.gh now. And for more news, visit our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare.
And I'm Aisha Yakubu Khalid. Have a good evening.
And the Western, Pristia, Takwa, Asangrogwa, yes, and Wasa Ekropon. Some of the names I've forgotten. Please pardon me, but it was a lot of names. But I remember Wasa Ekropon very well. Pristia, we had over 5,000 youth, facing us, looking for opportunity, and they were expecting us. I can never forget that very moment, how we were welcomed. But the thing is, we drove over 2 hours on untarred road. We saw that the largest gold mines owned by foreigners were situated in these areas. But worse roads, highly polluted environment. In fact, this is the richest region in the country. the Western. Our research says that it has over 1.7 trillion attributable reserves in arable lands for farming. But I was surprised how it was being used.